Round of applause. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. This is my all-time favorite quote. And I'm a quotes guy. I have like a top 20 list of quotes, and this one just sits at the very top. And the reason for that is just my own personal experience with it. And the fact that, just these simple words, they literally transformed my life. I'm not exaggerating. Let me explain. So growing up, I heard like variations of this quote. They came from like my family, my parents, my teachers. They would say things like, believe in yourself, try your best. If you will succeed if you just try your best. And I'm listening to them, and like I know what you're saying, but it's just not resonating with me for some reason. And then I heard this quote. The first time I heard this quote, it literally like sent chills down my spine. And it's because of the way it's worded. It's worded like it's almost cold, like it's a slap in the face. It's basically saying, whether you believe you can do it or not, you're right. It's your life. It's not, it has some shock value to it. And it wasn't until I took my first psychology class in college where I first learned about the self-fulfilling prophecy, where this actually like resonated with me. And for those of you who don't know, the self-fulfilling prophecy is basically whatever you believe in, whatever outcome you believe will happen, like if you believe you'll succeed or fail, you're going to behave in a way that's likely going to make that outcome come true. So for example, let's say if you have to take a test, and let's assume you were going to make an A on that test. Well, you're probably going to study harder. You're probably going to study more. And if your friends invite you out to dinner, you'll probably turn it down. You'll be like, I got to study. I got to crush this test tomorrow. I can't go with you guys. On the flip side, let's say if you thought you would have failed, you're probably not going to study at all. Maybe you study a little bit. And if your friends invite you out for dinner, maybe you'll take them out on that offer. You're like, yeah, I'm going to fail anyway. Yeah, I'll go out to dinner with you guys. So what do you think the outcomes is going to be out of those two situations? And the crazy thing is, it's like this could be all happening like subconsciously too. So it's a really powerful thing. And also another thing too, these guys are gonna have confirmation bias too. They'll be like, see, I told you so. See, I knew I was gonna fail all along. What did I tell you? And the guy who did well would be like, yeah, I knew I was gonna do well this whole time. And this is all really intriguing to me because growing up, I actually really had low confidence throughout my life. I actually didn't believe I could do a lot of things. And because of that, I actually never attempted a lot of things I wanted to go for because I just didn't believe in myself. What I didn't realize was I was the one that was like blocking my own success. I didn't go out there and execute what I wanted to do out in the real world and have the real world, give me the feedback and tell me if I could do it or not. I was the one that was sabotaging myself. And when I first learned about this, man, I was frustrated. It blew my mind, but I was frustrated at the same time. And from then on, I made a promise to myself that no matter what it is, whatever I want to go for, I'm just going to assume that I can do it. I'm going to believe that that goal is entitled to me. And I'm just going to execute no matter what. And then if it ends up happening, it ends up happening. If the world told me like, oh, you suck, it didn't work out for you, that's fine. I can live with that. But what I can't handle is me blocking myself. That's just unacceptable to me. And so yeah, when I realized I flipped my mindset, and guess what? A lot of success started coming my way. And I noticed a lot of good things started to happen to me more frequently. An example is when I was in college, I was a computer science major, and I was in the computer science department, and I just remember all these kids are so smart. They know like 2 or 3 programming languages. They probably have like a side project going on, like they launched some app or something. And I'm here sitting like I have no prior computer experience. I can surf the web, but that's it. That's basic. So it was really intimidating. I felt like I didn't belong, and I didn't do well at first. But then I switched my mindset. I said, okay, I think I can hang with these guys. And I think if I work really, really hard, I think I could probably do better than 50% of them. What happened? I achieved more like success. And I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are probably like, well, duh, Sean, if you work harder, of course you're gonna achieve more success. That's true. But it was my own mindset that gave me the energy to push in that direction. Another example is just a few years ago, I didn't think I could speak in front of a crowd. I was like, nah, public speaking just isn't for me. I'm just too shy, just not confident enough. But then I told myself, self-fulfilling prophecy. And now look at me now, hey. But I'm just kidding. I guess I still got a lot of work to do. I got nothing to be proud of yet. But hey, it's a first step. It's a first step. So I hope like all of this inspired you guys. And whenever you're faced with, I'm sure we all can relate, like we're all faced with challenges and tasks that, you know, were out of our reach, right? And those limiting beliefs come up. They'll come up. Let's say you want to, I don't know, like quit your job and go back to school and become like a lawyer or something. But then you're like, it's just, school's not for me. I'm just too lazy. Maybe you want to trade stocks and make money, make a lot of money. But you're like, it's just, I'm not a numbers person. You know, I just sucked at math my whole life. Or let's say you want to start a business, start a food blog, you know, start a YouTube channel, go out to Hollywood, become an actor or an actress or something like that. And Morgan Freeman did at a later age. But a limiting belief could be, you know, it's just, people won't like me. I'm just not funny enough. You know, people don't like my personality. And it is important to have self-awareness. We all have limits, right? Like we're not all geniuses. We all can't be pro athletes. We all can't fly. But, well, no one can fly, but I don't know, maybe if you go home tonight, close your eyes and just tell yourself, like, man, I can fly. I can do this if I really believe in it. And then, you know, if you take off flying, you might be the next Chris Angel. So you need to go, like, link up with him and collaborate. But yeah, but another part of self-awareness is, like, not just the limits, but recognizing our potential, too. So it goes both ways. So we have to recognize that border. And that can be a tricky thing when you're doing the self-analysis. But just know, too, that in any scenario, the moment you say no, that you say you think you can't do it, you block yourself. You didn't go out in the real world and execute your plan and let the real world, you know, give you the feedback and tell you if you couldn't do it. You blocked yourself. You told yourself no. And, you know, it's dead. Game over. So, and you might be right too. Your self-awareness might be on point to where you recognize it, and only you'll know. But as the quote says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Mr. Toastmaster.